Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your weekly WWE NXT review. I'm your host, LK from KocoSports.net and KocoSports.net. It's where the world goes to cash in combat sports in a bubble where it's okay to be a passionate fan. This passionate fan just reviewed Lucha Underground. I'm looking forward to reviewing NXT for you guys to get your Wednesday wrestling dosage. Decent enough show. You know, this is the post NXT Takeover show, and I do apologize. I did not review the NXT Takeover show. Sammy did, and I hope you enjoyed that show. Hopefully, Sammy brought you some great analysis of the show. But me personally, I give the Takeover show a solid win. It was a great show. I enjoyed Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger. Thought that was a good match. DIY versus the Revival for the NXT Tag Team titles, and the 2-hour free falls match was my personal match of the night and was phenomenal. Could be NXT's match of the year if given. Give me a push. I could do that. Lots of great things to take over. Samoa Joe winning the NXT Championship from Shinsuke Nakamura in a really good match. Just lots of great matches at NXT TakeOver. And if you haven't already, check out the NXT TakeOver review done by Sammy. And I again apologize, I wasn't there for that. It's just you guys know Saturday is the day I take off. So that's how we did start the show. We had a video package highlighting NXT TakeOver, everything that happened. And all throughout the night, you had a video vignette where it was highlights of each and every single match, whether it be Asuka, Mickie James, whether it be the main event with Joe Nakamura, DIY, Revival, Ty Dillinger, Bobby Roode. Great crowd, and this was a great crowd. So let's get straight to the action. So you had Kona Reeves versus Rich Swann. Okay, this again was taking place before the NXT TakeOver Toronto event. Reeves, he is, if he was Samoan, I think he would just not be in NXT and we're going to straight up to Monday Night Raw or Tuesday Night SmackDown with Vince McMahon's tutelage. Vince loves Samoan cock more than he loves vaginas. That's his thing. He loves Roman Reigns. He loves The Rock. Sadly, Kona Reeves is Hawaiian. In WWE, mate, sorry, buddy, I just don't think that's going to do it for you. If you were anywhere else but WWE, I think you would be fine. But you're not Samoan, mate. That's why he's got those tattoos all on his arms, like The Rock and Roman Reigns. He's like, I'm Samoan. I'm Hawaiian Samoan. He's trying to portray a Samoan. And sadly, mate, if it's not in your blood, Vince don't want you inside him. But to be fair, the guy hit a really nice pop-up Samoan drop. Swann hits a nice standing swanton bomb until Sanity music hit. They come out, and I was worried, and I think I said this on one of the NXT reviews. I was worried about, the presentation of their entrance, because it's such a big part of their gimmick. And when they came out, I was so happy. I was so chuffed of how this entrance looked in the bigger arena. I was generally legit scared it would look bad, but it actually looked good. I thought, the darkness of the whole building out and then the smoke, I thought it looked good. I thought the camera angles when they were walking to the ring were brilliant. I think they did a great job of making it feel like it's, Sanity. I like that. I really do. Sanity beat on Rich Swann and Ryan Reeves. Eric Young, who was mega over with this Canadian crowd as expected, hit a nice wheelbarrow neckbreaker. Eric Young cuts a promo saying they're not asking for permission to do anything. They are just going to take the match. The match is okay, nothing bad. As Reeves was better than I expected. Swann is Rich Swann. He makes every person alive happy. It was decent. And then No Way Jose comes out. He obviously wants to check on his tag team partner, Rich Swann. Jose wants a match with Eric Young. Eric Young gets in the ring. There's no bell, no ref. Why don't all the Sanity just come in and beat on fucking No Way Jose? We don't really normally have flaws in the stories like what we did on last night's SmackDown. My God, we picked apart and demolished and destroyed that writing for the SmackDown show last night. If you haven't already, check out the SmackDown review. And it was bad. Like, what was the point? Why? Because the thing is, they wait till Eric Young gets pop-up punched from No Way Jose until they then decide to get in the ring and help their buddy Eric Young. Why not from the start just have them beat on and brutally attack them? Is that not logical, or am I just being an imbecile? That was good, domination. It looked like they were badass heels. I like that. It was okay, Sanity looks strong, dominant, and will it set up a future 6-man tag? Who knows? Let's face it, Ryan Reeves isn't going to be on NXT anytime soon. Well, I hope he is. I didn't see nothing bad with him, but I think this is more Swann and Jose versus Sanity deal, and just Ryan Reeves was the unlucky bugger. At least he got exposure on the Toronto crowd. Then we had our main event, after we had about 16,000 video packages. And as obviously you guys know, I watched Lucha Underground live, then I reviewed Lucha Underground, and then I watched NXT. Because these video packages were so long, it literally took me about 20 to 25 minutes to be able to watch full NXT. which is good, because then I can get this done. And then after, because I've got so much time, I'm going to do Monday Night Wars episode 2. So we have Liv, Roadman Morgan, and Aliyah, and Ember Moon versus Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, and Daria. I'm sorry, I didn't want to slaughter her second name, so I didn't write it down. Aliyah, this is her hometown. She gets an okay reaction. Moon gets the best reaction of the night, of the show, sorry, so far. Really great reaction. That makes me extremely happy. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. Ember Moon isn't just my favorite wrestler in NXT. I'm going to say it, and this could get me, lots of trouble. I think she could be my favorite wrestler in the WWE. And I mean that. Like, I love her entrance. I love her character. I love her look. It's really unique and different. And I love her finisher. I love her offense. I love everything about Ember Moon. So she is my favorite woman in all of the WWE, and I'm excited for the prospect of Asuka versus Ember Moon. Daria, this bird is from the 2015 Tough Enough. You unlucky sods that had to sit through that. I am not one of them. She is dressed, excuse me, as an MMA fighter. Now I'm going to tell you something which will upset you. This match started off with Liv Morgan in the ring. That made me very sad. The fact she shared a ring with these people makes me sad. The fact she was on a show in front of 12,000 people makes me sad. She is a bona fide roadman. Now, those unfamiliar with the terms roadman, for younger teenagers or for older people, roadman to me means someone who's a chav, and there's different levels of roadman, like the mythical level 99 status only applied once you're in prison and you get a special cape. This is just where we joke around as friends. And roadmen are, scum of the earth, who walk around like they're in the place, like, and they're like the Vince McMahon walk with their hands touching their cock. But the difference between a chav and a roadman is a roadman's going to do something to you. They're going to walk in and pull you up by the throat, like, whereas a chav just go, oh, you got a problem, bruv. That's just the traditional English bullshit. Don't know why I always do that. I go off on a rant every single time about her looking. I don't like her because she looks like a roadman, and I don't like roadmen. So Daria hit a nasty spear, hits a nasty spear on Aliyah. I like her. I like Aliyah, but I like this Daria girl. It looked like a shoot. Imagine this, okay? So remember, this is giving Daria a few months to build her character and to fucking get better at wrestling. Daria versus Asuka. The shoot style of Daria versus, the brutality of Asuka. I think the styles could clash very well. I think a Asuka versus Daria match, if done correctly, in a few months out. I'm not saying, next week or even the next takeover or the takeover after. I mean, the takeover after that. If Asuka's still in NXT, I wouldn't mind a Daria versus Asuka match. She legit MMA style versus a legit pro wrestling / MMA style could make for a really good match, or at least it could be interesting. Just trying to think of things for like Asuka Ember Moon's give me. They could do Asuka versus Peyton Royce or Billie Kay, but they're too busy fucking. Don't even suggest Asuka versus Liv Roadman Morgan, please. I don't have a heart attack on air. I don't want to talk about that. But Moon does get the hot tag. She gets a great reaction. She hits a really nice front flip into a forearm. Just such great offense. Royce and Kay then tag Daria in. They then get the fuck out of there. And as they are, Daria's like, what the fuck? And turns into a really nice twisting stunner off the top rope from Ember Moon to get the win for her team. Happy that, the faces got their comeuppance. And happy that Moon got the win in front of that Toronto crowd. And I'm happy that they were so behind her. I was really worried that they wouldn't get behind her, so I was only these guys, but they were popping big for Moon, and hopefully that was an eye-opener for all the people who do the writing in the back for the NXT to say, hey, look, these guys do want Ember Moon, and we want Ember Moon versus Asuka at the takeover before the Rumble, and then maybe have Moon win and then have a rematch at the March, the takeover before WrestleMania, and then you could do Asuka, a Moon story versus all these other females. So it was like a star and a half kind of match. Nothing bad, but Ember Moon, just to summarize, is my favorite woman wrestler in the whole of the WWE right now. I don't care if you disagree with me. And then you have Joe versus Nakamura announced for Osaka, Japan, for the NXT Championship. Nakamura's rematch, because it's WWE, they always have that rematch clause. It'll be in NXT TV, and it'll be in 2 weeks, which is interesting. And it's interesting because we get that. Will we get the whole show taped from Japan? If so, I hope so. And obviously next week they taped NXT before SmackDown. And then the week after that, we get it from Japan. And then hopefully we get it back at the Full Sail fucking audience. And I don't like the Full Sail audience because look at that. We could tell if these women were over because it was a reaction from a crowd that's a legit crowd, not drunken teenagers at a unit. Well, they're not drunk, just imbecilic teenagers at a university. There is the big difference. The huge difference. This is over to the point where you're in a building. If Ember Moon came out there, that would be the identical reaction to if she came out at Survivor Series. The exact identical. You would be able to tell. You'd be able to tell. You could tell Liv Morgan wasn't over because she got no reaction, which means you can't bring her up. Ember Moon got a great reaction. You could tell you could bring her up. Nakamura got a thunderous ovation. Okay, we can bring him up. You can tell, which is why I think it's more just clear why you need to get away from that dump known as the Full Sail University. But I'm looking forward to Joe and Nakamura again. And I'm going to check if we have any live comments. I know that people might be watching Lucha Underground or NXT, but we have one. So we have Javier Elmas say, I want to see Tommy End versus Roderick Strong in NXT. I recognize that match. I think that's taken place either at Progress or a Evolve. It's happened at one of them. And I think that would be an absolutely brilliant fucking wrestling match. And it needs to be booked right now. It's as simple as that, and it'll be brilliant. The addition of Roderick Strong helps, and the addition of Tommy End will be great. And I'm interested to see how they're going to use Tommy End. I really am. Thanks for the live comment. Thanks for joining us if you're watching live. And if you're not watching live, leave a comment on what you thought on the show, win, loss, or tie. I'm LK from Koco Sports. All the links are in the description box. Dave Koco's book, Facebook, Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Telco Wrestling. Follow my Facebook page at Telco Wrestling to know when I'm going live and when I'm not. Like, comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Just a quick, short NXT review for you guys. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll be catching your asses down the line.